G'day, everybody. I want to put out my opinion on Americans debate um, elections over there and my opinion about what they're doing and what they do and what they're whinging about. Kind of thing on ABC News at the moment about Donald Trump and he might be a dictator and what he's done and all that kind of stuff. Now, what I heard when it comes to the next ones that are getting elected is that really they're all bad as each other when you try to look back at how cocky and could they be dictators and all that kind of stuff. But I believe you don't try to assume. All you can do is see what's happened and not assume. Now, when people say certain things, you are allowed to attack the words they say if you believe you've got a good reason to. About they may become dictator like if they do those certain things or say those certain things. Say they might say a certain policy or a certain thing. And so people are allowed to debate that because you need to. Because if you don't debate such things like that, a dictator will easily become a dictator easily too if you ignore things. So debate's always good because it helps show other people that might happen, and if they know about it, then it will, more likely if they do at least want it to happen, it'll happen because you can't stop what's going to happen collectively. Like when it comes to Hitler, if you really look at the story, all the people were just as bad as Hitler at the start, and they got their shit together at first, but then corruption set it in. If you see the story about what happened over there, and the drugs didn't help either, because they were experimenting on new drugs and all that kind of thing. So when it comes to elections, you know, you talk about what they've done. Like Donald Trump done things, and all I ever heard while he was doing things and before he got in was attack. All the opposition, all they wanted to do was mostly talk about him and attack him constantly. That's all I ever heard about, and I'm still hearing about it. It's like, that's crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? And I'm thinking, are they all just attacking him? They must hate him that bad. They must hate that he doing a good job because he hasn't been a dictator yet. He stood down when he was in. He did his job quite well. He improved things. He didn't do anything worse than previous people. And yet they want to call all these names. You want to start thinking, why would they want to do all that? Well, what's the goal? Are they getting paid to do that? Are they in a cult where they like to bully together? You know what I mean? Just think about that, people, when it comes to elections. They always not seem to talk about they do a little bit, this is why I'll be good at the job for you people, and this is why you should pick me, because that's how it's meant to be. It's more like, oh, don't elect him because his kids look funny and his kids are on drugs and he might do this. He's like a dictator, and we're getting sick of hearing it. I am. I don't know who else is, but I'm certainly getting sick of hearing that shit. And how do you select a real leader hearing that shit? Right? And no wonder people don't care about it so much now, which they need to, because they're just sick of the bullshit, I think, and people just fade away from it. In the end, all this stuff gets worse because then the ones that are into it are just like them people. So we end up electing their people and they stay in kind of that circle. That could be happening, people, so you better watch that. So you might need to jump in to make things happen a bit more often. If people really want to get serious, they will vote, won't they? I would love to see in the future all around the world, not just there, here as well. Here is similar to America, and same with England and a few other countries. They're all the same. So I'm not just picking on you, America. Right? We're all similar, just maybe more stupider ones at other times in different ways, in different areas too. But anyway, it'd be good one day to see a real debate again where you don't hardly ever see Bickle about who's who, definitely in the debates and on TV parts, because they can do all that behind the scenes. If people want to look that up, they will, and stuff like that. You can do a little quick clip, I guess the news can, to make sure it's been shown once, so they go, well, we showed that, right? So if you ever want to look it up, we can have a clip about the news talking about it once, right? But you don't have to go over and over it again. That stuff, as far as I'm concerned, why it happens, either it's just stupid, right? And you want to keep people looking over there and not over here, or it's a paid thing to do that kind of thing, isn't it? It's all people getting paid, envy and greed kind of thing, and who they want to elect in. And if there's big bosses up top who've got all the money paying to do this, who's the real boss then? Who makes people get in and not get in kind of thing if it comes down to money, because they can do that. And we talk about that kind of corruption. So it'd be good to just get leaders that want to lead and proud to lead and want to do it because they want real changes, not because of the fame or the paycheck. The paycheck's not that good, and you got to work a lot for a shit paycheck. So all you'll get out of it is, yeah, I was the Prime Minister, and people get to know you of it. So do the job right instead of just walking around getting photos and going on the Prime Minister and going shaking hands and shit. That's all cool, but make sure when you're doing that you can do other work at the same time. You know how you can do that kind of work and other work? By doing extra work, and make sure you still communicate like you're at home and you're doing just as much work like you're there. You can do that on holidays. No one can whinge about being on holidays. But if you're just going on holiday and not doing any extra work, then people could complain about it. So when it comes to our Prime Minister, we'll have to find out how much work he did besides over there, because the shit we see on TV is only an hour's work, right? You go over there, shake hand, yep, go behind the scenes, maybe 2 hours, right, and the dinner. Where's all the other work? What happened there? Was that just on the beach? We don't know. We find out when we dig in deeper, I guess. But it'd be good to find out just a little bit more different stuff occasionally too, instead of repeat, here comes next year, what are we going to hear? The same arguments kind of thing, you know what I mean? That'll be something that'll help you for a debate, to get out of it, I think. Anyway, have a good one, and see you later. Bye-bye.